Welcome, Virgo, to the Consciously Divine Connection. How are you? I hope this finds you well. This is Lisa bringing you your general reading for all Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising in Venus for the week of March 7th through the 13th. And we'll be starting off here with 3 oracle cards from the Soul's Lessons deck to see what the overall energy is for the week of the recent past energies currently and what's coming towards you. I feel like that one wanted to come out. If we can get some jumpers, I prefer to use them versus having to deal the cards. So we'll just see if there's something more coming through. Messages for Virgo, please. Information, advice for Virgo for the highest and best good of all those involved with Virgo. Oh, these cards are being a little sticky today. There we go. Okay, so I needed 3. I think more than 3 came out. So the first one that had jumped was failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So that's in the recent past. Next we had growth. I want to expand my consciousness and awareness. That's the current energy. And coming towards you, there are 3 cards here. 4 cards, oh boy. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shuffle these 4 and see which one comes forth. We just need one more. And we'll split them. And we have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So that's the energy coming towards you. All right, so we'll clarify with the tarot. These messages of mistakes are only opportunities, growth, and expanding your consciousness and your awareness, and discipline. You can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. It's a very, very insightful energies for you. And again, it feels like you are going to be focusing on expansion and growth. So let's see what we have here. Failure. Under failure, we have 10 of Wands, the Sun, the 6 of Wands. Here goes my cat. I don't know if you can hear her. She does like to get involved when I'm doing readings. For the current energy, we have the 7 of Pentacles. You are represented by the Knight of Swords. We have the Hanged Man. I don't do reversals, so I will flip them around. Coming towards you, the 3 of Swords, King of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. And the bottom of the deck, 10 of Swords. All right, so completing a cycle for sure. Okay, so when we start off here in looking at the energy of the recent past with failure, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Very, very true, right? Underneath that card, you have the 10 of Wands. So another 10, completing a cycle of carrying burdens that are way too much for one person to carry on their own. You may not have realized the heaviness of a situation that you were getting into and all the responsibility that you would be having on your own. And the good news is that you are near the end of this journey. You are completing this cycle, and it is time for you to put the burdens down. So when we tie that back to failure, any overwhelmed feelings, any stress, any anxiety about these extra burdens, it again is not an opportunity for you to beat yourself up. It's an opportunity to see any mistakes that you may have made along the way and understand that was an opportunity for you to learn. And the big energy that's coming through for me is the message that you needed to learn, or the lesson that you needed to learn, is that you do not need to shoulder all these responsibilities on your own. There are people available to help you, and it is okay to ask for help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness or a sign of failure. So when you are able to make that mindset shift and release those burdens, you don't need to do it all on your own. You travel right into the Sun card, which is really just a beautiful energy of joy, of success, of happiness. It is giving you guidance to follow the sun, to wrap yourself up in the warmth of the sun and feel its love for you, and recognize that your inner child also needs to be enveloped in that love. And we have the child here representing your inner child wrapped in red, which indicates passion and purpose, and riding on the white horse is innocence and integrity. So it's a really very beautiful energy for starting anew, especially after putting down all those burdens. And then you move right into the Six of Wands energy, which is all about victory, success. You have earned the respect of people around you, and they are celebrating your accomplishment as you are the victor walking with the wreath of victory. So it feels like there was an acknowledgement on your part that it is okay to put the burdens down. It is okay to ask for help. And as you're able to move into that energy of release and expansion at the same time, you quickly move to a very lighter energy with the sun behind you, and celebration coming towards you with the Six of Wands. For the current energy, we have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. All right, so very, very compatible with this understanding that mistakes are not failures. They are simply opportunities to grow. And here you are continuing to want to delve into expanding your consciousness and your awareness. So it looks like as you do that, you're taking the opportunity to reflect with the Seven of Pentacles. So here we have the farmer who is enjoying this wonderful harvest with the Six Pentacles, and now he's wondering, does he do the same thing, use the same strategy to grow his pentacles in the empty fields, or is he going to take a different path? So seeing that this is underneath your growth and expansion of consciousness, one might think that you may be looking at your work situation that brings you the abundance and the wealth through the pentacles, and maybe thinking about doing something a little bit different. So yes, you were successful in the past, with doing a certain strategy, but you might be itching to do something more as you have gained more awareness and enlightenment around your spiritual journey. You are represented by the Knight of Swords. So Knights are here to get things done. And with the sword energy, it's a very fast moving, very direct. It can sometimes feel impulsive energy. So I think the following card that you have is the Hanged Man. I think the Hanged Man is going to slow you down just a bit so you are more focused and absolutely convinced of the strategy, the new strategy that you're probably going to be using. So instead of going kind of full throttle bull in the China shop energy that the Knight of Swords brings with it, the Hangman is going to temper that a bit and allow you to pause, to reflect, and to firm up the details of this new plan versus going at it with maybe some details missing. So the Knight of Swords wants to do things fast and sometimes might overlook some details, where the Hanged Man is going to allow you to pause just enough that you can reflect and iron out some technicalities that maybe would have been missed had you not had the Hanged Man available to you. So the other thing with the Hanged Man is that it provides a new perspective, right? So, okay, she is. Yes. So the Hanged Man provides a new perspective, which is going to help you flush out the details of this new strategy that you may be considering as you want to grow your pentacles. And I have a sense it's going to really come to you through your spiritual practice. All right. The Hanged Man represents stability and structure. And it's number 12 in the tarot, which reduces to a 3, which is all about a foundation. And we also get stability reinforced here with the shape of his legs being in the number 4, which is a sign of balance as well. So sometimes good to pause a little bit especially when we are taking on a new venture. Next, with the energy coming towards you, we have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So there you go. The laser focus of the Knight of Swords is going to help you do that. And the Hanged Man is going to allow you to see all of the details before you rush into making this change. So next we have the Three of Swords. And you have quite a bit of sword energy here, excuse me, which is all about thoughts. And the Three of Swords is reminding us that it is time to forgive oneself and forgive others so you can open your heart chakra. So you may have felt a loss, maybe with this change going forward, you may have felt a loss tied back to the failure card before you truly embrace that mistakes are only opportunities to learn. And it's time to stop beating yourself up around that. And again, forgiveness of self is often something that we forget to do, but it is very important that we allow ourselves to not judge any perceived mistakes that we may have made. Again, because you are closing off your heart chakra, which is shutting out love. And it's not just romantic love, it's love of all types. And that will impact your prosperity as well. So very, very important to acknowledge the grief, process it, and let it go. Because then you're stepping into the King of Sword energy. So while the Knight of Swords is purposely driven forward, the King of Swords has mastered the sword energy. So he is not rushed. He is very deliberate. He is committed and forceful to the direction that he is going in. And he is viewed as a leader within his field, and people admire his knowledge, wisdom, and authority. So very easily able to take this new process for you, this new venture for you, to success. And again, the interesting thing here is that the Knight of Swords is pointing directly at the King of Swords. So that, again, is a way to help this energy move forward. And that the Knight of Swords often acts like an advocate for people, ideas. And you've got the support from both the Knight and the King. And then we end with another foundational card with the Three of Wands. So again, you've created something here with a new strategy that you are grounding into the 3D, and you are laying the foundation and the steps necessary to bring this into your worldly experience. So we have this individual who is looking out into the shores and wanting more from life, right? So there's a great deal of expansion happening here. And you have the foundation, both with the Three of Wands and the Hanged Man here to get that set for you and take you forward. The card on the bottom of the deck was the Ten of Swords. And, this represents a completion of a cycle with the 10. And it feels like this is what you've completed, all right? You're kind of dead, done, and over the notion that you need to be the one shouldering all the responsibilities. So whether this is a work-related awakening or it's within your own relationship, you're going to be asking other people to step up and pull their full share as well, because you no longer want to exist in the burdensome energy of the Ten of Wands. So very complete cycle here for you, in that you have identified mistakes are not failures. As you've expanded your consciousness and your awareness, you've come to shifting some strategy for yourself and recognizing that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to with that discipline, right? So it feels like a message from Spirit to really solidify your spiritual practices into daily routines. So, you know, it's like a muscle, right? Anytime we change routines, you have to continually work at it, and then it becomes just reflexive. But in the beginning, it is going to take you some effort to have that focus. We will pull one final message here from Spirit to clarify this message using the Wild Offerings deck. And the message is doubt. Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. Okay, so it's kind of coming right back to failure, right? It's all in our perception, and the Hangman will help you change your perspective as well. And really start to trust in your spiritual knowledge that is coming through, trust in your intuition as you move forward, because you have that ability and you have that gift. All right, Virgo, that is your message for this week. I am wishing you many, many blessings, much love, and you take care.